If you look at this, this is shape. The way I like to look at this or think about this is I want to change the shape of the tooth. And I can do this either anatomically, I can do it circular, or I can do it two-directional, and I can do it four-directional. We also have a size on it. Now I'm going to go to anatomical two-directional. You see the size has gone away. Whichever way the arrow is pointing and whichever part of the tooth I grab. You can see I have about half of this tooth, and I can now move these cusps in and out. So if I rotate this a little bit, you can see if I grab here, I can pull the incisal portion. If I grab down here, it's more of the height of contour. If I go interproximally, I can move this interproximally. And if it's pointed vertically, I can go two-directional, anatomical, up and down. So it's whichever way the arrow is pointed is the way that it's going to move. That's anatomical two-directional. Anatomical four-directional, it's a little bit more robust. You have to be a little more careful with this because I can grab in this area and I can go mesial, distal, buccal, lingual. I can move however I want. So now I've got the anatomical cusp and I'm just moving that cusp around. If I grab the marginal ridge, I can slide half of that tooth. See how it's sliding it? And to be quite frank with you, I very rarely use four-directional. I use anatomical two-directional all the time, and that's a good example is I'll want to move this, say move this marginal ridge over. If I want to move the marginal ridge up, I can also do that, but you can see that it will pull the cusps and everything. So this, it takes about a quarter of the tooth. So sometimes this does not work as well as what you would hope. And we'll use two-directional circular for that. So this is two-directional anatomical. Now I'm going to do circular two-directional. And this is where the size comes in. As you can see, I can make this bigger, smaller with the slide bar. But I do it the same way as I do the form tool. I right-click and hold, and then I roll the ball either away from me or towards me. Towards me makes it smaller, away from me makes it larger. This does not respect the anatomy. This is a circle. So if I made this that size, put the circle directional here, you can see it just pulls it whichever direction and whatever size that the arrow is pointed. So this is circular two-directional. I can go in and I can go out. And again, the size, I can right-click and move a lot. You can see I'm moving it up and down here. If I go that direction, I'm pulling that, and it's circular. So it does not respect your anatomy at all. So that's anatomical and circular, two-directional and four-directional. Four-directional, again, if I turn on four-directional and choose this, hard to control because it goes in about any direction. So I normally will not use four-directional. Now, the next tool, I'm going to reset this. And if I click on this next tool,